Okay, so welcome to Sagamta Online Academy. In this video, we are going to look at a question that came from a topic called genetics and biology. And the question carries 9 marks. And this is a 2017 paper. And let's see how we're going to solve it. So the question is saying, this was question 5. Mrs. Mumba delivered a baby girl, in a certain hospital. Mrs. Mumba has blood group O, and the father to the girl, has blood group AB. Mrs. Mumba sues the hospital for giving her a wrong baby whose blood group was O. A. Explain using a genetic diagram why Mrs. Mumba would win or lose the case. So D. What could have been the correct genotype of the actual father? So this is the question that we have at hand. So they want us to use a genetic diagram. So in a genetic diagram, we consider the following. So number 1, we consider the parents. So we begin with parents. Okay, so parents, we've got female. We also have male. And then from that, we've got what you call the phenotype. Phenotype, which is simply the outward expression of the genotype in form of physical characteristics. So the phenotype, in this case, we've got blood group O for the mother, and blood group AB for the father. And then from phenotype, we have to come to genotype, which is the genetic makeup of an organism. So their respective genotypes will be, now we use I to represent isohemaglutinogen. So we use I like this, and the blood group O is recessive. Okay, so what you're going to have here is O here and O here, like this. That is for the female. And then for the male, we're going to have the genotype in this manner, like this. And then after that, you now come to the gametes. So you have the gametes. So under the gametes, you simply circle the genotypes. So we're going to circle this one. We're also going to circle this one. We'll circle this. And we're also going to circle this one. And then after you've done that, you now come to the last part of it, which is the crossing now. So you repeat the same gametes, repeat them. You redraw here, like what I'm doing. And then after that, now you show the genetic crosses. So this is going to cross with this, and that's what, and that was that. If that happens, meaning you're going to have this blood group A, which is dominant over O, because blood group O is recessive. So we're also going to cross the same O with B, and what you're going to get is blood group O, which is dominant over blood group O. Sorry, we're going to get blood group B, which is dominant over blood group O, like this. And then this one also is going to be crossed with this. So this is still going to give us blood group A, which is dominant over blood group O. And then the last one is this one crossing with this, which is blood group B, which is dominant over blood group O. So these are the possible offsprings that we have. These are the possible genotypes of the offspring that we have. Now, the next question. So we've shown our genetic diagram, and by doing this, you are given the 8 marks indicated at the end of the question, which is this. And then the last question is saying, what could have been the correct genotype of the actual father? Now, before we come to this, we need to understand to say, we've not yet made our conclusions. Let's look at the genotypes. Do we have, remember that the baby that they want here should have a blood group of O. Now, what we have, the offspring on the first filial generation that we have of offspring, we don't have a baby with a blood group of group O. So meaning that Mrs. Mumba would win the case if it happens that she sues the hospital for giving her a wrong baby, meaning that the baby that was given to Mrs. Mumba was a wrong baby, because looking at what we have here, we don't have a child that has a blood group of, which has got a blood group O. So therefore, Mrs. Mumba would win the case against the hospital. Okay. Then after that, what could have been the correct genotype of the actual father? So the possible correct genotype of the father could have been blood group O. Okay, she can represent like this if you want. Okay, if not O, at least it should have been this. Okay, like this. At least there should be O, blood group O. Or another possible blood group should have been this. So the answer to this is simply the blood group O. So I've just given you this so that just in case a next question is rephrased in a different way, you'll be able to give the possible blood groups of the father. But the answer to question B is simply blood group O. Thank you so much, and